to change from the you to change the plain drum into the groove drum, to change the groove drum into the Le Bouche shell drum. It's your option. It's your choice. It depends on what is your purpose. I believe the purpose to modification is to improve the performance of your crane, performance of your crane components, and performance of your wire application. Okay, I think we can continue to the next slide, yeah. And then if you have any question, please just raise. Okay, to move to another slide. And I want to show you also emphasize on this type of rope, which we usually call as multi-layer or multi-strand rope or non-rotating rope or rotation rope or low rotation rope. For this type of rope, I want to also emphasize is you must, if you use this type of rope, again, you must improve your understanding about this rope because you must handle very careful if you are using this rope, since the store, since the cut, the installation, since the handling, or if you want to cut this rope into two pieces, or you cut one end of this rope, you must do it carefully. When you do installation by connecting the old rope with this new rope, you must do it very properly and carefully, because this type of rope is very easy to deform during the application, since the installation on the operation and the application is very easy to deform. This one I want to remind you all again, if you use this type of rope. Also, you must check your pulleys, shapes, the groove not too tight, because it will, maybe sometimes you have a groove, shape of pulleys on the groove profile on your pulleys already worn out, and then you just repair it by add some steel by welding, and then you just do grinding again. Sometimes the groove profile is too tight, and then you doesn't aware, you just put it on your crane, and then will impact to the stroke performance. So very carefully to use this rope, multi-strand, low rotation on non-rotating rope. Okay, the fact is the technology and the risk awareness of the crane operations has increased in safety, but we still continuously improve, because the crane accidents still occurring each year worldwide. This is why I underline this statement, because we still keep aware, continue learn and sharing to keep our awareness to minimize the accident on the crane, mainly related to the wire rope application. Because according to the OSA website, in OSA, that statistic that still occurring, the crane incident still occurring is everywhere worldwide. Okay, we all know that the crane accidents will impact to the potentially to impact to the damage of the equipment, injuries, or even death. It's priceless. This is a common type of crane accident, and according related to the wire application, we just want to just give you a brief comment on which relating to the current incident is related to the wire components. First, being struck by the load or boom or object, and usually for the type of accident one, apply to the wire sling application, and structural failure caused by too much pressure on the mechanical component. Yes, the wire is a mechanical component to be the potential to have accident from the wire application. Okay, the current incident related to wire component being struck by the load or boom or chip regarding to the wire applications, it's not come from the wire sling itself, but it's come from the how the user use the wire sling itself. This is for this type of accidents is not because by the wrong choose of the specification of the wire sling, but it's come from the how to use it, the proper operation. Rigging the load properly, maybe when the user using the wire sling into the load is not correct, so it's cause the load is very easily to move to shifting, so make the load falling down. But the most common happen is the accident because the failure of the structural failure of the moving part, just like wire rope, broken on wire rope, boom hoist, broken on wire main hoist. This is which most common happen during my experience. How to prevent this type of current accident according to wire boom hoist or main hoist? We must to follow the manufacturer guidance on capacity limits. And we also make sure to follow the regular inspection and perform the scheduled maintenance. So by follow the manufacturer guidance and to conduct regular inspection and perform scheduled maintenance is the preventive action to minimize the accidents according to structural failure. Some fact of steel wire rope. Wire rope is simple product from the geometry and the manufacturing process. Wire rope is very critical for application, either both a wire rope sling and wire rope of crane. And both of wire rope application very common, then the application very harsh and from many users is very demanding condition. Wire rope is key factor for safety and optimum performance. Some failure operation cause fatalities, injuries, and facilities damage. The most important things about the wire rope, the fact which still happen until now, lack of user knowledge and safety awareness. You can see the wire rope application is key factor for safety, optimal performance. Wire rope is working in harsh and demanding condition and have potential for failure in the operation. But the main root cause is we still found many users lack of knowledge and safety awareness. For your information, the fact of steel wire, the actual steel wire is the safest piece of lifting equipment we will ever use. You see, chain, one link breaks, load just directly drops. But how about the wire rope? You can see from this picture, does the wire rope needs changing? Is this wire dangerous? Of course, this wire is changing and very dangerous. But the user still lucky. They can still take a picture on this roof. You know, you can see on this roof, there's so many broken wires, but still lucky, the roof not broken apart. The user still can take this picture. You can compare with the chain. One link broken, you don't have any time. But in the wire from this picture, there's some broken wire. It can be saying that wire want to talk to you, to the user. Hey, wire already remind you, hey, I already have some broken wires. Please, you can do just some action to inspect me, to change me, just like that. The fact of steel wire as the safest piece of lifting equipment, the fact is one broken wire on the wire and one nobody noticed, it will not reduce the strength significantly. For example, for 636 type of wire consists of 636 wire consists of 116 wires. So if the one broken wire is only 0.46% of the wire, and it will not reduce the strength significantly. So I can say that wire is the safest piece of lifting equipment. You can see from the picture, this is the broken test process in the factory post production, post finish. I mean, after the wire manufacturer finish to complete to produce, let's say, 1,000-meter rope, they usually take a same 1/2 and 2-meter rope to do breaking test like this. They put the two end of the rope into the machine and then pull the rope until it meets the actual breaking load. You can see then when the wire rope achieve its actual breaking load, the wire broken, but not broken separated into two parts. They're only broken on some part of the strands. What I want to say on this, a wire rope will not simply break unless subjected to a load in excess of its breaking strength. I repeat it again, a wire rope will not simply break unless subjected to a load in excess of its breaking strength. It's very common during the operation of wire rope. I've found some users report to me, hey, the wire rope just broken during operation into spirited part. I never believe it. Why? Because I believe wire rope is very strong. Why? Because wire rope is very strong. Why? Because when you use wire rope, there's a safety factor of 5-1 from its breaking strength. So when we use wire rope for the crane application, we only use the 20% of its breaking strength, and the 80% of the wire breaking strength is as a spare to anticipate the movement, to anticipate if we miss to do proper inspection, to anticipate if there any shock loading. So I never believe the wire rope broken into two spirited parts during operation because wire rope is very strong. If it still happens, I believe there are only two conditions. First, the users, the wire rope, have an accident. I mean, accident from the operation. Maybe the accident because there is a shock load, because the accident, the operator just pull the rope from slack position, because maybe there's an accident, the rope jump over the shift. For the offshore operation, maybe there's accident when the offshore crane lift the load from the supply vessel, and then there is swing, and then the hook, let's say, stuck in the vessel, and then the operator just pull it, maybe. Even the new rope, if there any accident during operation, nobody can know whether they will broken into spirited or not. And the second, if during the wire application there's a broken into two parts, it's possibly because miss of inspection. It's possibly because the wire maybe already needs to be replaced based on the condition of the wire, but the users doesn't do action to replace it, but still continues to using it. So nobody can know if this still happen. So the wire can be broken suddenly anytime. So
Mr.
we
Nobel,
must believe. Yes.
sorry, interrupt you. There is a two question already here, and Mr. Michael Kariuki raise hands. Maybe you wanna ask something before we move, or you finish this first, and after you give chance to Mr. Michael Kariuki and also Mr. Tony Kurniawan to ask the question.
Hi everyone.
Okay, Mr. Karaoke, let's go ahead with your question.
Hi everyone.
Yes.
My question was, assuming that we are using the wire rope that is coated with a plastic, and we are lifting a cargo that is exceeding the wire rope. How are you going to notice, given that the wire rope is inside the plastic, that it's about to break? How are you going to notice that?
Okay, it's a good question. I think this question about inspect the wire inside the plastic. Yeah, this is same question with Mr. Ibrahim before. The same question, I think, for the wire application with plastic inside, how to ensure there's a broken. I already explained before that Mr. Karaoke that this is same question with Mr. Ibrahim that uh, this is about inspection. This is about examine the wire rope whether the wire rope still is good, still safe for continue operation, or still not. As I answered before that when we do inspection, it's very common. The only available tools we have in the users is our eyes. I mean, we do inspection, we check by visual check, visual inspection. So if we check by visual, so we only focus on what we can see, what the inspector can see, the outside part. How to then determine the condition of the wire based on the outside part? This is the main point. So there's some standard with give a guidance to do inspection on the outside pipe. Just like ISO 4309, they only discuss about guidance to check all the outside part condition, and then the users, the examiners can determine whether the rope is good or not without consider the inside part. Yeah. So ISO said, whatever the condition of the outside pipe, it represents what happened on the inside. So ISO 4309 limited some numbers of broken wire outside, the range area of broken wire, the diameter reduction of the rope, the potential of corrosion outside, the potential of deformation, and other factors. Then to determine whether the rope is still good or still safe for continue or not. Again, with your question, Mr. Karaoke, we cannot ensure what the condition inside unless we use the wire tester. But again, I beg to you, to many users, that not many users have a wire tester. They must order to the third-party company who has it, with the price maybe so expensive, but it's depend on the contract. Is that can answer to you, Mr. Karaoke?
I've answered my question. I think it's well answered.
Which question?
Another question is from Mr. Clement. Mr. Clement, raise hand. Please, Mr. Clement, if you have any question, you can ask.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Yes,
afternoon.
Mr. Clement.
Yes, so this is Clement from Lagos. So, is there any information regarding the expiring date of this wire rope? That is my first question. And then the moderator, you made mention of a wire rope tester. What is wire rope tester, and what is the process of testing those wires, to know the strength or to know the efficiency of using them in operation or when you want to make a lift? And I also want to ask, is there any technical specifications of those wire ropes, so that if you want to make a lift, you can check up the specification and not the one that is suitable for any particular lift that you want to make. You understand? So I want to know more about this information, those questions I just asked now.
Okay, you have 3 questions. Can you repeat for the first question, Mr. Clement?
Yeah, the first question is how to know the expiring date of those wires. How long will you be able to use them to know that this particular wire is becoming weak, especially for those coated wires that can be coated with, let's say, plastic? It'll be very difficult for you to identify the punctures if there is any lapses on those coated wires. So what is the expiry date? Is there an expiry date on them? Now the second question, or should I wait?
Okay, I already get the first question. Okay, you have 3, Mr. Clement. Okay, the expiration of the rope.
Yes.
Okay. This kind of questions is a question always faced by many people from my experience. Many people ask, can you determine what the lifetime of the wire? What can you determine since the beginning, since the initial? What is the expiration of the wire? I can say, I always say that, and then so many people in the wire manufacturer will say that we cannot determine since the beginning what is the lifetime of the wire, because the condition of operation, the condition of application, there's so many factors which affect the wire lifetime. So this is always the answer from the many wire manufacturer. They cannot guarantee the expiration of the rope, the lifetime of the wire. But how to determine? We use the relevant standard. So repeatedly, I always said ISO 4309 as the guidance to check the condition of the wire rope, the outer part of the wire rope, and then to check the condition. Then from its condition, ISO will give a guidance to calculate, which calling as accumulating effect, to calculate the percentage of damage. Then any users, any inspectors who using the ISO 4309 guidance, they can determine the rate of deterioration of the roof, and then to decide whether the roof still safe continue to use or must be replaced. That's the question for your number 1, Mr. Clement. So depend also on your medical record of your wire rope. Maybe every user have a historical of wire rope trend on their operation. You have your historical, and then you can compare it with your historical. What is the wire, or what is your rope lifetime? My experience, I've got the comment from a user. Let's say, hey, my wire rope for this type of specification the lifetime is 6 months. The wire from this type. But when the first time our cranes coming, we can achieve 12 months, but now 6 months. So I can ask to the users, can you inform me what is your type of wire rope? He cannot answer because he doesn't understand. And then when I check to the sample of wire already dismantled, oh, the type is compacted, but now the users using non-compacted. So it's different. Okay. Another example, the same wire rope already used for many years by the users. And then they always got the lifetime, let's say 8 months or 1,000 hours. But when I check, hey, what is the criteria of your company to determine whether you must change of dismantle of this rope? Okay, this is our criteria. And when I compare this customer criteria with ISO, this customer always replace in 30% rejection criteria if according to the ISO. Oh, you always change when in 30% rejection criteria according to the ISO standard. What's the meaning? You still have 70% potentially of your rope application which you are not used. You see, it's very depend on what is the regulation, the procedure on your area, Mr. Clement, on the user standard, user area is very depend on. So I always say that compare with the relevant standard ISO 4309 as a guidance. And if the oil and gas company, on the offshore, you can use API recommended practice 2C or 2D. Or in the drilling operation, you can use as a reference API recommended practice 9B. So it's dependent. So I always ask you, the users, to use the view according to that relevant standard. Hopefully, I can question your answer, Mr. Clement. Yeah. So I don't know what type of wire you currently use. You know, what is the type of crane? What is the current lifetime? And then what is your expectation?
I can add for you, Mr. Clement. According to my experience from Chevron in Indonesia, I have a problem with my wire rope because I have to replace my wire rope quite often. And then I asked to Mr. Nobertus, can you help me to identify how many years I have to replace my wire rope? Why I always have to replace my wire rope quite often? Because in my company roles, because I give up with wire rope lifetime. At the other side, I have to concern with safety, but the other side, I have to concern also with the cost. So because I really concerned with the safety, so I wrote regulation like 5 years for standing rope and 3 years for running rope. And we save. Our operation is safe. 0 accident for the wire. But one times I lost because one times our wire rope is broken, but lucky we don't have any fatality. So only broken, but it's not falling down, something like that. It's not it is not deliver very high impact with our operation. But with this, accident, I invite Mr. Nobertus come to our facility, and then he came and helped me a lot. He cut a piece of wire rope that broken and bring to the lab, and guess what? There is a corrosion inside. And after that, I asked to him like how I can identify how many years my wire rope lifetime. And Mr. Roberto said to me like, nobody know this because it depend on your environment, depend on how you maintain your wire rope, it depend on how you inspect with your wire rope. it depends on how qualified your inspector to perform inspection for your wire rope. And also it depends on how your purchasing people to order the specific wire rope for you, for your crane. So at the end, we discuss about the integrity of wire rope management, and we work together. And after that, I solve my problem. So if you ask like how many years I have to use this wire rope, I have a question, the same question like you before, and I decide to replace my wire rope no matter what. 5 years for standing rope and 3 years for running rope. And after that, I invite Mr. Nobertus and we develop integrity wire rope management, and this is solve my problem. So this I have to monitoring start from purchasing this wire rope until storage for my wire rope. There is a huge process for integrity wire rope management. Maybe this is give you a little bit information about my experience. You can go ahead with the second question, Mr. Clement.
Okay, Mr. Clement, so generally about the expression wire rope, it could be two, time-based or physical-based. Basically, that's it. Time-based, yeah, just like this Dian explanation, depend on the Chevron policy. Another company policy may be different, has a different approach.
Yeah, but time-based is very expensive
But,
because
physical-based.
yeah.
Even in the time-based, the users must realize they must also know about physical-based, because if the users using time-based, let's say 6 months and 12 months, they must keep doing inspection, which determine justify the physical condition. So it's depend on the situation, but at the end, so back again, then physical conditions is the main tools, main equipment. But the question is, if you are a user do some physical inspection, the question is, what is your standard? What is your requirement? What is your criteria? That is the problem, guys. Everybody, everyone. Until now, I still going to many customers asking this, what is your criteria to replace your rope? And if I ask 5 people in the same company, there will be 5 different questions. That's a problem. If in that room there is 10 persons different in the company, it's possibly there's a 10 different questions from them about the criteria of the placement of their rope. That's a problem. So from this session also, I just want to then bring you all, okay, this is the standard. Depend on what type of crane you are using now, what type of wire rope, what type of your industry on your crane operation. Okay, we move to the
second question from Mr.
Question number 2, the wire tester. What I know about the wire tester, sports wire tester never stand alone. I mean, what I mean, my point of view, we cannot use wire tester only a single aid to determine whether the rope is must be replaced or not. There always minimum two means, 2 equipment, 2 tools to be used together with wire tester. What the second? Visual check. So the very basic, you can use visual check if you don't have any facilities to use wire tester. If you don't have any access, any budget to hire contractor to do wire tester, so the main tools is visual check. But you can equip your visual check by wire tester, but you cannot do vice versa. You only rely on the wire tester. It's not, you can do it. You minimum must have 2 means: wire tester, visual check. Okay, and wire tester only determine two parameters, local fault and lost metallic area. About LMA, I always raise the question to person who involved in this wire tester. The question about, okay, in the lost metallic area, can you determine the corrosion, the lost metal area by corrosion? And until now, I still receive the answer from them that the lost metallic area only measure the loss of metallic area by internal abrasion and presume by internal corrosion. What I mean is this: the fact is the wire tester cannot determine what is the source of metallic loss area inside the rope. But the internal abrasion, of course, yes. But the corrosion inside, even the rope tester cannot determine it, whether corrosion inside. So how do we know if there any potentially corrosion inside of the rope? ISO 4309 said that is very subjective to the examiners, to the inspector. Very subjective. Yeah. So until now, the inside condition, if there are any broken wires, yes, correct, it can be detected by wire tester. But the corrosion inside, wire tester cannot determine exactly. This is a question for number 2. And for number 3, Mr. Clement, please correct me. Your question is what the type of specification to lift the rope? Yeah. Oh, I cannot get the point of your question number 3. Cannot find the point. Can you repeat it again? Hello, Mr. Clement. You still copy to me?
Mr. Clement, for your next question.
Okay, we continue to the next slide.
Yeah, maybe we can continue to the next slide.
So the rope is actually the very safer equipment ever made. Okay, the fact of steel wire rope is not many users appreciate the literally 1,000 wire design, and there are more 25 category for crane wire rope according to ISO 4309, which is very important to determine the discard criteria. Some international standard can be used by the users. British standard, API, ISO, ASME B3030 for design specification, ISO 4309, API. So many standards available for wire application. And the most important things, at least at the end, is you must follow the crane and wire manufacturer instruction. That is the basic. What is the manual? What is written in the manual book? What is stated in the manual book about the guidance for your wire application? So firstly, you must follow what is the manual book. Even not all the crane maker then provide the correct information. That is the fact, because I have found some case that what written in the manual book is not correct. So I just try to explain to the user. You can see this is some type of the many different type according to ISO 4309, which is very important to determine whether the discard criteria of each rope. Again, at the end, then when we do selection of the wire rope for different application, it's about compromise of all these factors. What is the strength? What is the fatigue resistance? The rotation resistance? What is the rope resistant characteristic to wear, to corrosion, to crushing? What is the weight? The service life expectation? What is the cost? what is the wire tension, the availability, and the customer requirement. So maybe until to this slide, then you can understand why from all discussions very depends on what is your requirement, what is your situation, what is your circumstances on your current application, because at the end this is about compromise from many factors. Again, you to be more understand why there's some factors must be considered to achieve the safety and optimum lifetime, optimum performance of your wire. So what's happening on the field? See, this is case number 1, an accident in tower crane application, with tower crane using a 35/7 wire rope, multi-strand, low rotation, which the wire rope hoist was broken during lifting the bucket, the concrete bucket, and at the 20-floor building construction, and the bucket dropped to the ground. 12 floor is approximately 60 meters. So the wire hoist just broken when lifting a concrete bucket in 60 meters from ground. Still lucky there's no fatalities and injuries, but only concrete bucket damage. This is my real experience, and then the customers just request me to come to the warehouse to check on the broken wire rope. When I arrive in the customer workshop, they show me the broken part, just like in the left upper picture. But I don't care about the broken part. I asked them, which is the rope with still good condition, with still in the good shape. And I checked, I found several lengths. When I saw it close, there looks like so broken wires. So I did count the number of broken wire, and the area of broken wire, I measured the remaining diameter, the actual diameter, and based on the number of broken wire in the entire length, entire area, and based on the measurement of the actual diameter, then I calculated the rejection factor, the rate of deterioration of this rope sample. Amazing, surprised me that when I calculated based on ISO 4309 on this sample rope, I found that the rope already damaged to 100%. What's meaning the deterioration to 100% according to ISO? Yeah, meaning that this rope already passed 100% since it's meet the replacement criteria. Do you know what I mean? ISO said when you found your wire rope already meet 100% discard criteria based on the number of broken wire, based on the reduction of diameter measurement, based on if there any corrosion, if there any deformation, and all the mode then calculated, added together in cumulative effect, resulted 100% discard criteria. Therefore, the rope should be replaced. In this case, on the sample, I found already meet to 100%. What's the meaning? The user ignore the safety of this rope. I mean, I don't know by the time when actually this rope already meet 100%, maybe few months ago, but the user ignore it and continues this rope until then the rope just lost the strength significantly and then just drop when the bucket load is not significant. So this is example when the users ignore the safety, ignore the inspection procedure. Still lucky, there's no any fatalities, there's no any injuries. This is not accident, but the premature damage, rope deformation, breakage. This is the type of damage, type of rope deformation usually happen to our crane, telescopic mobile crane, long boom crawler crane, on main hoist or auxiliary hoist, and on the offshore pedestal crane. Because most of that cranes I mentioned, mostly using this type of rope, which I just mentioned, that this is typically of low rotation, rotation resistant, on non-rotating rope. So many users usually call it. This rope, if we don't have any intensive inspection, it's risk to have accident if lost from observation, because the deformation is if we miss to check all the deformation, it will result in the accident or the accident. The type of this rope is the type of rope which it must be handled properly and carefully during handling, cutting, installation, and as well as the operation, because it's very easy to deform. Another example of rope deformation on the similar crane application and similar type of rope, rotation resistant, low rotation on rotating rope, but this deformation caused by the incorrect installation procedure. Maybe you can see from the picture left on the left side, is the direction of this rope is to the right side, but you can see the picture of the right side, which the rope is deformed to the left side. This is the old rope, and then the customers just change with the rope, just change with the left-hand rope. What the users did, the users do connection the right side rope by welding directly to the new rope with the left side rope, the opposite direction. This is totally wrong, because the guidance said that never attach the right hand rope to the left hand rope directly. Why? Because the old rope always, for the rope already used, there always a rotation, there always a turn inside the rope. And then when you are the users to installation, when you do installation the rope by directly connected the old rope to the new rope, there potential to remove the turn inside the old rope into the new rope. So this is the recommended action, not the recommended action to connecting the old rope with the new rope directly by welding. Yeah, this is still many happen to the customer side, the user side. Deformation on compacted 35/7 low rotation laughing rope conveyor surface check-up rig. This is my experience also to do supervision on the laughing rope installation in the offshore. With I replace this laughing rope. You see that this laughing rope is deformed, wavy like this, and wavy like this. This is 35/7 low rotation as a laughing rope, and this is the original rope from the crane maker. So this is the incorrect type rope made provided by the crane maker since initially delivery. So what the point we can learn from this? Even the crane maker is still quite often the crane maker do wrong selection for their rope. This crane maker choose the low rotation rope for the laughing rope, for the laughing application, for this boom wire applications. The crane maker choose or selected the wrong type of rope for the laughing rope. Because on the API recommended practice 2C and on ASME saying never use low rotation or rotation resistant rope for boom hoist, for laughing rope, or for derricking rope. Never use this type of rope. So yeah, okay. This is another example, strand deformation due to crushing on multi-layer spooling. This is usually happen on the multi-layer spooling. If the spooling is not good, if there is no any back tension provided during rope installation, if your crane using plain drum, as I said before, that plain drum on the multi-layer spooling potentially give more potential for mechanical problem. This is again incorrect installation procedure on rubber tire gantry crane in the port cranes resulted the looping wires from inside on the new roof of this RPG. You can see on the right corner how the user installed the roof by positioning the wooden reel like this. And then the user just lift the roof by welding directly to the top. So it will generate turn during the installation, will generate torsion on the rope itself, in torsion imbalance on the rope. So by it will result the loop wires come out from the inner part of the wires. So when I found like this, yeah, the rope still continues, but we must remove this looping wire by removing the wire using a pliers. Yeah. So this is the tips when you to remove the wire like this by pliers. You don't cut the wires, but you must bend the wires in the opposite direction repeatedly until the wire itself broken in the failure of the strand. Wire has a heavy abrasion on not rotating roller. This is the application on port crane or ship to shore crane, which there's a roller to roller to hold the deflection of the rope on the trolley system. The roller should be free rotating, but in this case, you can see that the roller is not free rotating again. So when the rope touches the stroller, just like steel meet the steel. So the rope just cut the roller and then it will reduce the lifetime of the crane. By this case, when I found this, I show to the user, hey, your roller in the port crane is not free rotating anymore. This is which cause your wire rope hoist on this SDS crane or on this container crane reduced significantly for the last 6 months. They already installed this rope 2 times, but the ropes continually reduce the lifetime. And when I inform this roller condition to the users, and then they do action by change the roller with the free rotated with the new one, and then the rope already can back to the initial lifetime because the roller already repaired by the new one, the roller already free rotate. So it eliminates the heavy abrasion between the rope and the roller. This is another case. Okay, this is another case, a broken wire on the neck area of rear socket. This is usually happen in the ship unloader crane application or a floating crane application for dry bulk material loading and unloading, load and unloading, and coal loading and unloading on the sea, on the offshore for mining. For this case, my point is how to do socketing on wire rope is the condition must be done by the user to do proper socketing. You can see on the center in this picture that the users, the vendor doesn't do good or proper socketing, where the half of the part of basket on the socket, the resin not fill clearly to the end of the socket. So it will result the poor performance on the wire rope and will cause the very easily for the wire rope broken on the neck area of this spear socket. This is generally I want to show you factors with causing wire rope deterioration. So many factors depend on the crane operation. It depends on your crane condition, depend on the your crane component, the pulleys, the roller, the drum, the fleet angle, etc. In general, there's 9 type of the wire deterioration, depend on the application. From this 9, which usually happen is normal wear, abrasion, mechanical damage, and deformation. What's next? What prevention action should be done? Before I move to slide, is there any another question?
Yes, Mr. Nobertus, there is one question from Mr. Tony.
Yes, what's the question?
How to make sure edge of wire rope with plastic if we use for different purpose? Some wire rope just exposed to sea breeze. In other case, for dredging, crane wire rope will submerge in seawater. Is there any calculation or edge percentage for 2 different purpose of wire rope? So this question is about wire rope for dredging.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tony, for your question. How to make sure it's a wire rope? As I said again, I can explain to you about your question. Of course, for the wire rope with plastic, with 2 different application exposed to sea breeze and compared to the for dredging, of course, the lifetime for wire rope exposed to sea breeze potentially to have more longer lifetime, yeah, compared to the dredging. But it's also compare what type of wire rope do you use? What type of wire do you use? Galvanized rope or ungalvanized rope? This is another question also for you or the user of wire rope. Do you use for this case? Do you use ungalvanized rope or do you use galvanized rope? Yeah, if you use galvanized rope, for your question, Mr. Tony, is for the wire rope who submerged in seawater, maybe the effect is that it will reduce. It will very easily to remove the lubrication. If the lubrication removed, so the contact between wire no flexible again anymore. If the contact between wire without internal grease or lubrication, so the movement of the wires not same between each other, and the rope may be easily to deform if there any sudden load, something like that. Hopefully this can answer your question, but usually the wire rope, the plastic wood which exposed to the sea breeze potentially give more longer lifetime.
Okay, thank you.
Your question, Pak?
Yes, thank you.
Or do you have any experience about your questions? Maybe this is can add my my perception, my information.
I think usually we just get an ordinary wire rope for the dredging, but perhaps the lifetime is 50% more longer when only the sea breeze when the submerged wire rope at the sea.
Okay.
Usually,
in your
my experience like that.
okay, so your experience is opposite with what I said, that in the when the submerged longer than sea breeze.
No, the sea breeze more longer than the submerged.
Okay.
Perhaps 50%.
50%. Okay, okay.
Yeah, if with sea breeze, perhaps we can achieve 6 months. Perhaps with wire rope, when we do for the dredging, perhaps only 3 months.
Okay. Which your side, Mr. Tony?
Sorry?
Which is your side of your dredging or your crane working? I mean, which is your side? Where is your you're working for on your crane? The side of your work, your crane.
The size of my crane 150 ton.
No, the location of your dredger.
Oh, the dredger at East Java.
East Java. Okay,
Yes.
maybe we can continue, Mr. Tony, if you have any picture or documentation comparison of the match between your wire in sea breeze and dredging. It's very interesting to know what
Okay.
damage happen between two type of applications. So maybe I can help you to analyze what make the factor which caused your dredging with submerged more shorter than your
Okay.
series. Again, the question: what type of wire rope is a galvanized rope or ungalvanized rope? You use on
usually we use ungalvanized rope.
Okay, ungalvanized rope. Yeah.
Yes.
It's very interesting to know what the mode of damage on your rope. If you have the documentation, maybe we can make a contact again next time.
Okay, Mr.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
you,
you.
Patton. Is there another question before I move?
I think that we can move to the next slide.
Okay. So, what action we should to be done? This is an idea from us. Wire rope examination. So again, from all our interaction, from all the question from you, and then from the interaction, at the end, it's about wire examination, which the main objective is to establish the condition of the rope, whether it's fit to remain in service, whether it's safe. So in general, wire examination or the regular inspection on the wire application or wire of your cranes is to ensure the rope is removed while still in a safe condition. Yeah. So the purpose of examination to ensure the rope, if the rope must be removed, but it's removed while it's still in a safe condition. Maybe this statement is so confusing, but again, repeatedly, I always refer to the 4309 standard, ISO 4309 standard, because I already read the guidance, the standard for ISO 4309 compared to API, recommended practice 9B to API, recommended practice 2C for offshore crane to ASME. The API 4309 is the more comprehensive one. It truly will give the users who understand these steps to have an optimum performance of the wire rope. ISO said that change your rope while it's still safe condition. Change your rope when it's already achieved 100% discard criteria according to guidance. But when the rope is changed in 100% 100% discard criteria, the rope is still safe when it must be removed. This Maybe Miss Dian, we can offer or to the all participants next session to give to give a brief about the ISO 4309 standard.
Okay, Pak Nobertus, later on we can arrange for next session about YROOP procedure, I think.
I don't know from the users, from participants here, maybe one of you from all of you can share what is your criteria of rope replacement. Maybe anybody can share to us when you test the rope, what is criteria, what is standard you refer to? Maybe someone can tell me. Okay, we can continue. Maybe later on they can share also. Wire examination. Your wire is only safe if one, look after during storage, installation, usage, and maintenance. Check correctly daily, weekly, monthly, and replace when necessary. Your wire is only safe if your visual inspection remains the recognized method, inspected steel wire according to international standard. You can use other methods of inspection using magnetic, acoustic, optical. Is the additional aids to assist the inspector. We already discussed this. Fifth, it's very important, other aids, life of an inspection of previous room, medical record of your wire room. This is the 5 things which can help you to make your wire room safe. If you can do all these 5 things, I can assure you that your wire application, your wire operation will save and will get the optimum lifetime. I want to highlight on the point number 5. It's very often so many users doesn't have the medical record of their previous room. So it's very difficult then to do some complete analysis whether your operation of wire room, whether your replacement of wire room, whether of maintenance program you do on the wire room already optimum or not. It's very difficult if you don't have any historical of your wire room record. Why? Because maybe in your site you have many types of cranes for many brand of crane manufacturer, many different wire room. You have so many assets. Then it will your wire performance, your operation characteristic according to wire will be different. So if you have many assets, different brand, different characteristic, you cannot do the same approach to the crane brand A, and you do different same approach on the crane brand B or crane brand C. You must see, you must check, you must understand what is the characteristic of each wire on each crane. You can study on your wire historical record. It help very much to then make the wire application get the optimum performance. I still found so many users doesn't have any historical of their room. About wire examination, what's the information knowledge? Yes, it's very important. You can see there's some additional knowledge. It can help you then to understand, to do more better examination. This is the summaries, the all factors with effective of wire life. This table can summarize with the safety, the safe and the optimum of wire application of your crane consists of 3 parts. Design data. Design data is about the wire specification you are using in every user. Do you already choose or select the correct type, correct specification? So you must understand how to decide the correct specification. Second, about your equipment limits, handling and fitting. There's so many factors about your drum and seat condition, drum and seat materials. About the drum and seat materials, I want to remind you also, please check to your crane equipment. If you use the pulley or sheath from Teflon or synthetic material, so the discard criteria, the criteria of number of broken wire should be different with the pulleys from steel material. I repeat again, if you are using the pulley or sheath from the Teflon of the synthetic materials, so you must determine the broken wires lesser than the pulleys or sheath from the steel material. For example, ISO said if you have the crane and all the pulley come from made from the steel material, and the ISO said, oh, the maximum broken wire is 9 wires. But if you have the pulley using synthetic material, so you cannot use 9 broken wires. You must using half of 9, let's say 4 or 5, to determine maximum broken wires on your synthetic or Teflon pulleys. So this is a different approach. Yeah. About fleet angle, about methods of transportation, about the equipment limits, and also your wire up lifetime, your also influenced by operational condition. Yeah. So there's so many factors affected to your wire up lifetime, to your wire safety usage. Hopefully on this slide, then you can understand from all this discussion, from all the questions about the expiration of the wire rope, when the rope should be replaced, what type of rope is depends on these factors. And all these factors are also covered by many standards, by the user guidance and regulation for operation, by many standards, by regulation from the professional body, LEA and IMCA, the Lloyds, all the regulation, all the guidance they made should be cover all these criteria. So against that, hopefully by this session, then you starting now, you all start to learn all this guidance more intensively. And then last, why wire rope examination? This is the curve of your wire rope lifetime. And the curve of the wire rope lifetime is different for every user, different on any different site, different on any different loading characteristic, different on any different frequency operation, different on any different of components. So different, but by due examination according to the relevant standard, then you can determine what is your 100% discard criteria in what position. Yeah, so this is the purpose of the wire examination for you to determine where is my position in this curve. For example, there is a 100% discard. Maybe your current wire application operation on the left side. Maybe currently you always replace your wire rope on the 30% discard criteria, which meaning you still have 70% to optimize the lifetime. Yes, 30% replace is very safe, but the cost, of course, as a consequences, your cost will increase. But maybe you never realize until now, you always replace your wire rope tends to the right side of this 100%, which meaning maybe you replace the rope when the breaking strength already reduced significantly, then always have potential risk to have any accident. So there's many possibilities if you now reflect on your wire rope application on this graph. Where is your position? That's our campaign. This is our program. Just like me and Miss Dian already opening to campaign the awareness of the wire crane application using these tools. This is a very interesting graph with meaning anything to the wire users. So where is your 100% position? Depend on your current operation. You can check back to your workshop, back to your office, and you'll check again, compare it again. Where's your position? Wire management. Yeah, this is our program actually. We are building. We are now in the process to make the wire management program, which we can offer to many users. If you're interested to this program, which help many users. This is a flow to wire management program, which from the selection of wire rope, how to transport, maintenance, inspection and testing, defect identification is cut criteria, and post-retirement assurance if necessary, and records and feedback. So this is all the items we discussed since the beginning, since the opening until now. Yeah, this is the end of this session. Hopefully then you can back to your office to to explore your idea about the wire management program, whether this is you need it or this is very important if you can apply this. From the wire management program, this is the tools which can assist assist users to monitoring the step of the wire management program by lifetime monitoring flowchart. This is actually what happening in all wire rope users, in all crane wire applications in the various startup cranes. Yeah, from this flowchart, continuously it's just like a continuous improvement program. It's continuously we do evaluation, improve, we do evaluation using this flowchart to back again to the steps of the wire management program. A little bit I can explain in the operation. There's an incident where the wire rope just broken suddenly. We collect feedback from incident report. We collect feedback from inspection report. Inspection report is a wire rope application which they replace normally based on your requirement. And then maybe you do also post-retirement inspection if necessary. From all this information, you will get many feedback. And then you bring the feedback to the focal point. And at the same time, you also have a guidance of good working practice from your professional association or your professional body or your from other guiding body. You have many standards, you collect it also, and gathering all the information in the focal point, maybe your engineering team or your competent person team. And then based all the information, based on all the feedback, after you analyze this in the focal point, hopefully it will result the procedure or the guidance will then help to do the better procurement on specification. It will give a better approach on the storage and handling. The procedural guidance will give a better approach, get better standard to maintenance inspection. And then you will do this procurement specification, storage handling, maintenance, inspection in the wire management program. And what happened on the field, will you refer back again to this process? Get some feedback, back again the focal point, rebuild again the procedure with compatible with your current situation, apply it again and continuously. And then by do this process, hopefully, as the main objective, the main aim we want to reach by the wire application on your crane, that is, yeah, to get the safety and the optimum performance of your wire application, hence then reduce, minimize, preventing any accident on your operation. Finish. Thank you. Hopefully, from all this session, we already run 2 hours plus 15 minutes. Hopefully, it can give you initial information, or give you a perspective in the complete one. But if you want to get the detail, if you want to dig it deep for your more knowledge, further knowledge, I think we want to discuss it again more technical. And please just give your feedback if you need for further deep explanation, deep discussion. Please just drop your message, drop your request to Miss Dian through her email, or just make a contact. Then we can try to give you further service. Okay, finish from me to present this slide. I'll give it back to you again, Miss Dian, if there are any questions from the audience.
Thank you so much, Pak Nobertus. If you have any question, you more than welcome to ask. So Mr. Nobertus can answer all of your questions.
Sorry, I just have one last question.
Okay.
As the observation that Mr. Nobertus that find it in the site, most of the accidents happen to the wire ropes happen with the tower crane. So what is the reason for that? Why this happen actually most with the tower crane? That's because the wire is too high and no one can see it, and the inspection is not too easy to do it, or because the tower crane is installed there for a long time, so no one can inspect it. What is the reason from your experience?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. This is a very interesting question, tower crane. Yeah, I just want to refer back to my slide. Okay. You can see there's so many type of crane in
yes, I see.
in the world. And then you see, as I said, tower crane in the LinkedIn, the discussion about the tower crane operation as well as the wire application, so many often discussed on the LinkedIn platform. And quite often then I give my comment that this truly tower crane is the most harsh, uh, most harsh application for wire. Why? Because the head of lift. What's the head of lift? Second, it used the rope tie for main hoist. The tower crane doesn't have any option besides using the rotation resistant rope or non-rotating rope or the low rotation rope, just like I already explained, with this type of rope, which require a very careful, very proper handling since installation, since storage, since operation. The third, tower crane, the drum itself is very wide, quite wide. The drum in tower crane is quite wide compared to the drum in the other mobile crane. So when the drum is very wide and the fleet angle extends to quite big, if the fleeting pulley doesn't work normally, so the spooling on and off drum, it could be not good. So the function of fleeting pulley in the drum, yeah, must be checked properly whether continuously working normal or not. This and the fourth, most important one, the awareness, the lack of awareness, the lack of knowledge from many users in the tower crane. How then to have a basic understanding, basic knowledge about the wire rope application in tower crane, so then can build the awareness and then to make the proper standard and procedure from handling, from cutting, from installation, from operation, to check the condition of the pulleys, shift on the shift block, whether aligned or not, the shift block on the trolley system, because on the shift and the block already not aligned, it will give a slight angle. When the shift on the block not aligned with the height of lift 100 meters, 200 meters, it will create turn continuously. The highest of lift, the biggest turn generate on the rope. So everything that make factors that make the rope problem can be collected maybe mostly in the tower crane, Mr. Ibrahim. Sorry to say. Yeah. So talking about tower crane, I have so many examples. What I show to you in the slides, only 1, 2. Maybe you already see, you already recognize from my picture, capture from the tower crane operation. For example, I move to this case. This is the case. The tower crane on the building already used the highest specification spec, 35/7 compacted rope, but at 1,000 meters, because the tower crane will construct the building approximately 50 or 60 floors. It's approximately will build to from the head of tower crane will be 200 to 300 meters. So the contractor prepare for 1,000 meters.
Correct.
But when they're just starting, let's say by the time on the 100 meters, they just replace with the new rope. And then the time that the new rope already deformed like this. And then they continue use and then getting worse to be bird cage like the right one. And then, okay, where is the position of the bird cage? Okay, they calculated, okay, if we cut this rope, can you still use it
No.
for a head of lift of the tower crane? The user said, okay, yes, okay. We just decide to cut. And what happening? I attend on the location when the contractor from the tower crane want to cut the rope. I just observe without do anything, and I saw when they size the rope with the wire, they only tie the rope with only 1, 2, 3 cut of wire. You see, Mr. Ibrahim?
Correct.
When
Yes.
prior to cut, they only cut the end of the wire they want to cut and continues to use. They only prepare very short, small wire. I asked to him, what is the purpose of the wire? Oh, this is to seize the end of wire. You only use the short wire? Yes. No. This is the way. So I make the sizing 2 times, 2 diameter of ropes length. I don't have the picture, so I make 2 diameter of rope, size of wire, and then I give a diameter of rope gap to the second size with length of 2 diameter of wire rope. Then I make 2 type of two area of sizing, and then okay, already make it for you. Just cut with grinding, and the contractors surprised it. Even doesn't move. Even there's all the strands keep even doesn't not move any even one strand. You just surprise the strands still keep not move. I mean, you know what I mean? It
Yes.
doesn't moving from the strand. I mean, that is the proper. I already gave an example. The proper procedure. This is the problem, Mr. Ibrahim. So many factors, just like I already mentioned, and then will result how the tower crane operation so many problem on the wire.
Thank you.
Is it
Thank you for
your
your answer.
question? So the most important things is to build the knowledge through training, to continuous training, and continuously training to give the your team in the tower crane application more understanding. Yeah,
Correct.
that's my
100%
question.
correct.
Maybe next time we can do some sharing again with most example on tower crane. If I can ask to you, what is your activities, Mr. Ibrahim? What is your company? What is your involvement in the wire
Okay.
application?
Okay, I'm lifting engineer in BEG company. I'm working in Iraq, Basra, in oil field.
Basra. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Zubair oil field. We actually we didn't have cranes for BEG because it's mechanical and construction company working in this field. So we rent these cranes from specific companies that they are specified in this sector. But I checking the lifting plans and checking the cranes on the site.
Okay.
So actually, this observation that you have about wire rope is not usually happen in my site. Very rare because the cranes already have a maintenance record. It should each crane should get a maintenance for each month.
Mm-hmm.
Inspected, so it's good. Now our field is good. So this session is make me interested about tower crane actually. because we don't use it. Our loads is heavy, so starting from 20 and reaching 130, 150. We used mobile crane starting from 50 ton, reaching 500, 650.
Okay. Yeah, it's good information probably. I mean, what do you think about, do you ever receive, get wild training before?
Yes, I get, actually in Iraq, should get a training inside the oil field from authorized companies, because our client, CNI, and anyone want to work there, you should get a training and pass the exam from a specific academy.
Yes.
So I get my training through this academy, and before I get training in Leah, also in Iraq, what's academy approved from Leah, and now I try to get training from Kevin Bason. I think you know him.
Yes. Okay. It's interesting, Mr. Ibrahim, and thank you for information. And please just keep update with Miss Dian. If you have any request, any question, then you can continue to keep.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is there any question? Okay.
Yeah, I think that there is no any question from participant, and also now our time is left around 30 minutes. So if you don't have any question, maybe we can stop our sharing session for today, and we will continue for the next sharing session about wire rope or about basic rigging and many things about the lifting operation, just to increase our awareness about safety. Because like I always post in my LinkedIn, safety versus cost estimation, we must understand about safety. So safety is always number one for our operation, because we don't like if someone lost their life because our mistake, or also maybe because our behavior or lack of awareness. So we will continue for the next session. Feel free to follow Mr. Nobertus LinkedIn, and you can get a lot of information about wire rope from him, because he worked for Bryden, I think that more than 10 years, yeah, Mr. Nobertus, yeah. So he know exactly about wire rope. So thank you so much. For your e-learning certificate, I will send through your email, and please make sure that your name is correct from your chat. If not, you can send me email about your name and also your company and your last position, so I can put in your e-learning certificate. Thank you so much. Follow our page and also our LinkedIn, and keep in touch. Stay safe and have a good afternoon, have a good night, have a good morning, maybe in other countries. So thank you so much, and see you again next session.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Robertus, Miss Dian.
And also, I can share also this slide presentation to your email. You can also follow in my LinkedIn or in my YouTube channel, so I can upload also this recording to my YouTube channel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ibu Dian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Freddy.
Thank you, sir.
Ini meeting ya. Kita komunikasi by phone karena nanti yang lain nggak live. Oke? Aku harus ke Dallas soalnya. Jadi nanti aku telepon dirimu.